Excellency, Dr. Hala, let's start with talking about some of the main government interventions that can be executed, first of all, to help to reduce the barriers to women's participation in the workforce and to eventually eliminate them altogether.
Well, good morning, and I'd like to start by thanking the government of the United Arab Emirates for once again convening this wonderful summit. It's very nice to be here once again after 2 years of being separated physically. Well, let me start by saying that first, closing the gender gap should be core to any strategy. This is very important in order to, if you want to have a really sustainable, resilient strategy, so closing the gender gap is crucial. Answering your question, there are some main parameters for that, some prerequisites for that. First, you should have a political will. Political will is key. It's the main support, makes the societal support if you have a political will. The second thing is having the institutional framework. You should have a strategy. You should have legislations, decrees that support the existence of women in leadership positions, in boards, and having the right capacity building and skill set, because we do need women in leadership positions, but we need capable, qualified women. So you need also to create role models everywhere. Creating role models and setting by example is very important for the societal impact and for the cultural impact of having women and closing the barriers. And let me give you an example with what Egypt has done. Of course, we had a huge, unprecedented political support from the president himself, from His Excellency, the president. He gave a huge political support. He believed in women capabilities. So now we have 25% of the women in the cabinet are female. But I always say it's not the number. It's basically the portfolios that women are responsible of. I'm responsible for the economic development. I have my colleague here who's responsible for international cooperation, for culture. We have the environment. So it's basically, it's at the heart of the government policy making. The second thing is having a strategy. We have a Women Strategy 2030 that is at the heart of the Egypt's Vision 2030. So all the pillars of the Vision 2030, the women is cross-cutting on all pillars. The second thing is investing in women. We have a lot of programs that we are investing in women leadership and also investing in 2 dimensions, investing in women in leadership position because we need women who are decision makers, and at the same time investing in less privileged women. So we have a lot of programs for entrepreneurship, in order to make women able to have micro enterprises, to eradicate poverty and to have their skill set to make them really self-financed and self-independent. We also had a lot of decrees that increased women representation on boards because women on boards are decision-making women. So now we have in the stock market and in the banking sector, at least 2 female are represented on the boards of these institutions. So now we increased to reach about 16% of women on the board seats of the financial and the banking sector, and we are about to reach 30% by the year 24-25. So these main pillars, in addition, of course, to having a lot of role models, I think is very important for the cultural and for the societal impact of women.
Absolutely, great achievement. So President al-Sisi facilitated 25% of females in the cabinet, just as the UAE has 50% of females in the cabinet, and the Speaker of the FNC is also a female. So,
And we increased to 27% of the parliament, from 2% in 2012 to 27% in the parliament in 2021. So it's a major.
absolutely. 50% in the FNC in the UAE.
Yeah.